Howdy folks, welcome back to my World of Tanks replays with the mighty Jingles. As you can see, today we're driving the IS-3, the Russian Tier 8 heavy tank, and it's a beast of a tank. Look at that pike nose armour at the front. That's just designed for bouncing frontal shots from any calibre of gun that you care to mention. The turret is an even harder target to penetrate from the front. I can't remember the exact figure, but I think it's 225mm of armour. And look at how rounded and angled and bouncy it is. It's very, very hard to penetrate the turret of an IS-3 from the front. Most people wouldn't even bother trying. And it doesn't have the usual huge weak spots at the top either with the commander's hatches. Those are really, really small targets to hit. And we're here on Siegfried Line, which is a fantastic map for the IS-3. I don't think there's a tank in the game better suited to dueling it out in narrow, tight, enclosed city streets. Okay, maybe the Mouse or the IS-7. Well, alright, there's a lot of tanks in the game that love dueling it out in narrow city streets, but the IS-3 is one of them. So, whose face can we shove that BL9 gun into? Okay, our IS-8 seems to be determined to take this side, so I'll let him. We've got an Object 704 covering that side street with his monster troll cannon, BL10. So I'll take the next street over. You do have a nice field of fire down around this corner here. Get all the way into the fields on the other side of the town. There we go. I'll just back up a little, straighten my hull out. Try not to expose one angle more than the other, and oh, there's an IS-8. And now that was unusual. That was a straight ricochet off the lower glacis of an IS-8 at around about 80 meters. Now you can expect to ricochet off the lower glacis of an IS-8 if you're in a tall tank like Tiger 2 or KV-5. But the IS-3's gun is quite low to the ground comparatively, and so it tends to strike it at a straight angle. So getting a bounce, unusual. Okay, now the second one bounced again. That one actually went high and to the left, so it didn't actually go anywhere near where we were aiming, and actually bounced off the cheek of the IS-8's turret, which it's never going to penetrate. So that's 3 shots, 3 bounces, and we've taken a hit in return, and we're down to 75% health. So this is starting to get a little frustrating. Now what to do, Okay, over on the left it's starting to look very, very dangerous. There's that AMX 5100, he's on 10% health. This early in the game, he's taken a hell of a beating. He's almost certainly reloading there. And I'm going to come around and help this KV-5 hold that corner against what looks like most of the enemy team. Or I'm going to try, but he's not interested in letting me through. So, well, okay. You want that corner, you can have that corner. I'll come around this way and see if I can wrap up those guys from the flank. Coming up soon is something else that's really bloody annoying. Where's that bloody IS-8 again? Okay, watch this.
Enemy is hit.
Enemy is hit. Why didn't he take any damage? Now, the shot that I hit... don't forget, we're 4 for 4 now. No damaging hits on that IS-8. Where I hit him, that shot possibly might have gone through his spaced armour. But I'm finding this is happening a lot lately, since patch 7.5 came out, where I'm aiming for a target, I'm firing, the UI is indicating that it bounced, because the target's icon flashes black. It flashes white if you get a penetrating hit. But it's not. It's flashing black, and the shot's bouncing off. But the crew's shouting, penetration, or that's a hit, when it quite clearly bloody well isn't. And it's not a massive problem, it's just really annoying. But we're 4 for 4 on that IS-8 now. Not a single shot has penetrated and damaged. However, he's backed off, which leaves us free. Now, do not friggin' miss. About time. Let's relieve the pressure on the KV-5. And I'd like to be able to finish this lurver off, but yeah, the KV-5 gets him. And you know what, that's fine. He held that corner like a boss. So good for him. AMX 5100 ain't dead yet. And he's got a kill. Okay, that IS-8 is now... There he is. Okay, I spotted him, he spotted me. More importantly, if he knows I'm here, so does their artillery. Get the hell out of here. Now, keeping an eye on the map, that AMX 5100 is going around the long way to come around the other side of that IS-8. And he doesn't appear to be interested in me, so with him going for it, I can't let him go alone. He's only on 10% health. It's time to double team this fella. He gets one hit into him, 2 hits into him. IS-8's going for him. Now, do not fucking miss. Thank you. And that, at last, is what the BL9 gun on the IS-3 is good for. So, 2 kills. But again, you know how much artillery loves me. So I need to keep moving. And since I'm heading this way anyway, and I've built up a decent head of speed, let's look for their arty. Now they're down to 2 players. A Jagdtiger, and their artillery, who does have 2 kills. The Jagdtiger's just pulled a kill back, got our object 704. And where the hell is their artillery? Well, it turns out that that M12 player was a lot smarter than I was. He looked at the map, he saw what was coming, and he's hauled ass out of there. And he's going into tank destroyer mode. You guess where he is? Yep, there he is. And he's about to derp somebody. Can't remember who, I think it's the IS-8. Yep, there he goes. So, you know, respect to that artillery driver. That's a ballsy move. And I need to save that AMX 5100. I cannot let him get derped by that artillery, because I feel the pain of AMX 5100 drivers everywhere. And he's probably reloading anyway. Here we go. Decent damage roll, but not enough to one-shot him. T25/2 finishes him off, and now I'm reloading, and there's a Jagdtiger right in front of me. He's trying to kill the AMX. Straight through the back of his ammo hatch. Below average damage roll. Right at the spot where it was only going to take one more shot to kill him. And of course, below average damage roll. But I'm not letting that T25 get him. This sucker is mine. There we go. So, you know, kind of disappointing game at first. Very, I mean, 4 or 5 non-damaging bounces, whatever, on that IS-8. That's not usually the case with the IS-3's BL9 gun. It is a good gun. And these were the ideal circumstances for using that gun. Just sometimes the game is what it is. But we made up for it at the end. How did we do? Well, we didn't actually do an awful lot of damage in that game. Yeah, we got 3 kills. Did a lot of damage to the M12. Did a reasonable amount of damage to the Jagdtiger. But the IS-8 and the Tiger II were low health, one-shot executions. So the amount of damage that we did in the game, well, it wasn't that great. And it's reflected in the amount of credits that we earned. Only 24,500. But XP-wise, that's a straight 1,239 XP. And that's because Tier 8 tank in a Tier 9 game. And, well, the Jagdtiger, higher tier than us. The IS-8, higher tier than us. So, experience multiplier for damaging those guys. So, yeah, XP-wise, still a good result. And, you know, Siegfried Line, Himmelsdorf, Erlenberg, Ruenberg, great maps for this tank. It's kind of like the direct opposite of the Tiger II. Whereas the Tiger II loves wide open expanses and shooting at long range with its monstrous gun at targets outside of return view range and just blowing them away without them having any idea where where the fire is coming from. But if it has to get stuck in city streets, it can do it. It just doesn't especially like it. The IS-3 is the polar opposite. It loves getting stuck in up close and personal. And aside from that unlucky streak of lousy bounces right at the start, the tank rose to the occasion, and we ended up having a good game. So that was the IS-3 Russian Tier 8 heavy tank, having a pretty decent game here on Siegfried Line. Hope you enjoyed the replay. I'll catch you next time.